everyone, it's James here at BVE 2013. I'm here with Brian Cantwell, Managing Director of Soho Editors.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us.
Pleasure.
How are you finding the show so far?
I'm amazed, actually. I think it's brilliant. I think it's leaps and bounds above where it was.
The show's got a really good vibe about it, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. It's very positive. I think that the stands are very impressive. I think that the overall size, I think it's probably the most positive show I've been to for a long time. Yeah.
So tell me about your relationship and your history with all things Avid.
Well, it's quite a long one. We started about 15 years ago, so 10 years after Avid. By then, Avid was well entrenched as the NLE of choice. At a certain level, I mean, there were other boxes when we started. We were working with Cantwell as well, but that was a totally different field. Avid was the tool of choice. History's been written already. It is a game changer. It was a game changer, and it still is. What it's doing is creating comfort with the current version. It's making a lot of the professionals in the industry feel that there is life after other manufacturers.
Not naming any in particular.
Not naming others.
So obviously Avid now celebrating 25 years in the business. What does Avid 25 mean to you?
Well, I think probably it's been said before, but I think there's the fact that there is a level of continuity, the fact that they've been operating and they're a specialist company. I think what's unique about Avid is that they're not in everything. They're not into home services, they're not into anything else. So their focus is purely on the professional. And I think from a professional's perspective, that makes them feel comfortable that someone is working with them. And the future looks right. That's really what it is.
And you were saying, obviously, as a training provider,
yeah,
you were saying that there's been a bigger uptake in...
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've been training with Avid as an Avid learning partner for a number of years now, and initially demand with us, because we were fairly new to that Avid training environment, took a while because we were known for other things. So we had to educate the market that we were more than one thing. That plus the success of Avid's newest versions, 6 and now 6.5, has meant that the professional community is adopting it wholesale. We've seen a 10-fold increase in 12 months on demand for training, and our traditional market are all professionals. So we're looking at media broadcasters, news organisations, post-production facilities, and a large number of freelancers. And what that suggests to me, if freelancers are looking to get trained, it's because that's where the work is.
Yeah, definitely. So moving forward, say 5 years, how do you see the environment that we're sort of currently in, the whole kind of post and broadcast environment changing, and how do you think that Avid should, or Avid are, adopting and moving along with those changes?
Well, I think, if anything, change is accelerating. I think that there's a whole new level of understanding that the industry is getting to grips with, that being things like the cloud, working. It makes so much more sense now for people to be able to work remotely. That changes the dynamic of what sort of infrastructure you might build. So there's a knock-on effect to things like this in cost. If you're running a facility in Soho, you're paying prime rents. If you had a cloud-based environment with a collaborative workflow that was trusted, and I think the issue at the moment is trust. It's there, it's being used for a long time. People use the cloud without even knowing it. But now that they're getting shown it in a professional environment, they're not quite ready yet. But I think in 5 years' time, I'll be amazed if most of the work isn't cloud-based. Admittedly, 5 years ago, probably someone said to me, what will be in 5 years' time? And I said, there probably won't be anything like tape. There still is.
It still is, but it's not the same tape. We're not talking about a roll of Ampex 456 or a 35mm roll, are we?
That's right. Yeah, no.
There are still places for both, but
yeah, exactly. Horses for courses. And if you know something, the temptation is to stick with it. But we as a training organisation realise that change is not always easy to accommodate. But with good training and good experience, that learning curve is shortened enormously, and therefore your comfort zone. What we find is that people that try and do things on their own take a lot longer, and they don't always learn the right way. So what we're there to try and do is shortcut that, make it as affordable as possible, and make the product look good.
Great stuff. Brian, thanks ever so much for joining us, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you very much.